Hello student, myself Digant Sakiwala, I am your science sir. Today we will continue chapter number 2, is matter around us pure? Dear student, last time we learned about how to separate different component, how to separate some compound from the mixture. Okay, we learn about the chromatography method, then the separation of liquid method, separating funnel, and then we learn about the how to liquefy the air. Today we are going to learn about the physical change and the chemical change. So dear student, reactions are also two type, means two type of changes are occur. Physical change, in that our state of the matter is changed, like solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Okay, so we have water in liquid form, it convert into solid form but when we decrease the temperature. Same way that water, we increase the temperature, then it convert into steam, that is the gaseous form. Okay, so this type of changes are there, that is called the physical change. Now another change is the chemical change. Whenever water, in that we pass electric current by using some cathode and anode. Okay, so what happen, we get the we can separate the hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so these type of changes are called the chemical change, in that total compound is changed. Okay, so we will learn about the physical change as well as chemical change. Physical and chemical change, the properties that can be observed and specified like color, hardness, rigidity, fluidity, density, melting point, boiling point, etc. are the physical properties. Okay, so how we can judge the physical change? If solid convert into liquid, liquid convert into gas, or fluidity are there, density is what, color is what, temperature is what we can observe by the property, physical property, that is called the physical change. And by the physical change we come to know that the compound is in which form. Okay, the interconversion of the state is a physical change, because this change occur without the chemical change in the composition, no change in the chemical nature of the substance. So important thing is that no chemical change in the composition of the structure, means what, water is remaining the water only, H2O convert into gaseous form, it is H2O only, but it is a steam. Generally liquid to it convert into gaseous form, or water is in the liquid form, convert into ice. Okay, ice is also H2O, water is also H2O, but now ice in that H2O is in the solid form. So chemical composition is not changed, only state is changed. Although the water vapor all look different and display the different physical property, they are chemically same. We know that there are so many applications are there for this. If we convert the water into the steam, we can run the steam engine. Okay, but the chemical properties are remain same as the water and the ice. Both water and cooking oil are liquid, but their chemical characteristics are different. They differ in odor and inflammability. Water stop fire while the oil catch the fire. Suppose we compare the oil and water. Okay, both are in liquid form. It does not mean that their physical properties are almost same but not exactly same. Okay, it does not mean that its chemical properties are same. Water stop the fire, okay, whereas the oil catch the fire, so it is highly inflammable, or it is a inflammable means it catch the fire. Okay, so the state of the matter does not decide the chemical property. Okay, as well as the smell is also different, oil smell is different. Okay, density of oil is different. Okay, burning is a chemical change. Chemical change bring the change in the chemical composition. So main chemical change we observe in our daily life is what, burning. Suppose a wood is burned, then what it produce, carbon dioxide and energy. Okay, because wood is made up of cellulose. Okay, same way when the petrol burn, then also it produce the energy and carbon dioxide. Okay, so anything is burned, that is a chemical change, because it totally change, not state is change only, state is also change as well as composition is also change, we get something new. Okay, so that is called the chemical change. So chemical change, in that we can give the definition that state of the matter is also change and chemical composition is also change. Like when we add sodium metal Na into water, then what happen, sodium hydroxide is obtained as well as hydrogen gas is also produced. So you can see that gas is also produced and NaOH is also formed. So we can say that here two type of changes are occur, one is physical change and the other is chemical change. So this is called the chemical reaction. Chemical change brings a change in the chemical properties of the matter and new substance is produced. So like that the new substance is produced. Okay, we take one simple example, NaCl. NaCl is in the solid form. Okay, whenever you dissolve in the water, then it is in the liquid form, but it is NaCl only. Okay, now you think that during cooking we will not use NaCl, but what we will do, NaCl is made up of sodium and chlorine gas. Now we add sodium and chlorine in the cooking process and automatically NaCl is produced. No, it is very hazardous. When you add sodium metal in the cooking process and you pass chlorine gas, both are very toxic. Even sodium is what? Very explosive. When it react with the water, explosion occur. Okay, so when any element convert into compound, then what happen? Its total characteristics are different. Sodium has highly reactive. Sodium is highly reactive element. So when it come in contact with the air or the moisture, it blasts. Chlorine is poisonous gas. But whenever they combine in the lab and sodium chloride is obtained, then sodium chloride has different property. We can use in the recipe, we can taste it, or so many juices are there in that we can add the sodium chloride. But sodium and chlorine both has the toxic properties. A chemical change is also called the chemical reaction. So chemical change is called the chemical reaction. Chemical reaction has one very nice definition. Old bonds are break down and new bonds are formed. That is called the chemical reaction. During the burning of candle, both the chemical and physical change take place. Okay, so burning of candle, in that both the type of changes are there. Chemical change in that by burning carbon convert into carbon dioxide. Okay, classification of matter according to chemical composition. So we can classify the matter according to two categories: physical, then solid, liquid and gas, and plasma. And chemically, when we classify matter, then it has the three are there. One is element, compound and mixture. Okay, element, compound and mixture. Element. Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term element in 1661. So Robert Boyle in 1661 used the first time word element. Antoine Lavoisier, a French chemist, was the first to establish an experimentally useful definition of element. So Lavoisier is also called the father of modern chemistry. So he gave the first definition for the element. He defined an element as a basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into the simple substance by the chemical reaction. So he gave the definition is what? Element is the last part of the chemical reaction, so it cannot be further broken down. Hello student, we are going to learn classification of element. Okay, so elements are classified into three categories. They are metal, non-metals and semi-metal. Semi-metals are also called the metalloids. Okay, so one by one we will learn all. Elements can be normally divided into metals, non-metals and the metalloids. Physical property of metal: they have the luster, they have silvery gray or golden yellow color. They are luster, means we can bend it, we can stretch it. Okay, and other is they have silvery gray or golden yellow color. Okay, non-metals are there. Whenever you apply the more force, non-metals are break down. Okay, or they have not property of malleability or the ductility. They conduct the heat and electricity. Metal can conduct the heat and electricity because free electrons are moving inside of the metal, whereas non-metal, in that free electrons are not present. So because of that reason, they have not property of heat and electricity. So whenever we put any iron rod in the fire, then second hand we feel the hotness. Only reason is that heat is conducted in the iron. When we put the wood inside of fire, second hand you will not feel the hotness because free electrons are absent, so wood cannot pass electric current. Okay, they are ductile, can be torn into the wire. Okay, second thing is that they are ductile, and because of that reason, by applying force we can make the wires. They are malleable, can be hammered into the sheet. They are malleable means by hammering we can prepare the sheets. They are sonorous, make a ringing sound when hit. So when we hit the ringing bell in the temple, then it produces a sonorous sound because it is a property of metal. Example: gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium, potassium, etc. Mercury is available in the liquid. So when we are going to check the fever to the doctor, at that time he used thermometer. In that the liquid is present, that liquid is mercury, so mercury is available in the liquid form. Physical property of non-metal, they display the variety of color. Okay, so many different color are there. Okay, they are poor conductor of heat and electricity, so they are poor conductor of heat and electricity because free electrons are absent. Okay, graphite is the exception. Graphite, in that it is made up of carbon, then also it can pass electric current. They are not lustrous, sonorous or malleable. Okay, so we cannot get a different shape or we cannot hammer it. Okay, because they have not the free electron, and because of that reason so many properties are not having like metals are having. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, iodine, carbon. Carbon is in the form of coal or coke. Coke is the mature form of carbon, bromine, chlorine, etc. Metalloids. Semi-metals are called the metalloids. They have both the property of metals and the non-metal. Dear student, you know that America and Bangalore, in that Silicon Valley and Silicon City, is more famous. Why it is famous? Because only reason is that the whatever microchips are there in computer or mobile, that is made by the silicon, and silicon is the example of what? Semi-metal or metalloids. Some elements have intermediate properties between those of metal and non-metals are called the metalloids. Example: boron, silicon and germanium. 92 elements are naturally occurring and rest are man-made. So 92 elements are prepared or naturally available, whereas other elements are there, they are prepared in the lab. Okay. Majority elements are in the solid form, 11 elements in the gaseous form. Most of the elements are in the solid form, 11 are there, they are in the gaseous form. Okay, 2 elements are in liquid at room temperature, mercury and bromine. Okay, mercury is in the liquid form, bromine is also in the liquid form. Mercury is the metal and bromine is the non-metal. Elements gallium, cesium become a liquid at the temperature slightly above room temperature. Okay, so gallium and cesium, when you increase the temperature, then automatically they convert into the liquid form. Okay. Compound. A compound is a substance composed of 2 or more elements chemically combined with one another is fixed proportion. A compound is composed of 2 or more elements, like water is that water is made up of what? H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Sodium chloride is made up of what? NaCl is made up of sodium and chlorine in the fixed proportion. Okay, this is what is important, fixed proportion. So 2 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of oxygen give 2 mole of water. You can see that here 2 hydrogen is present and 1 oxygen is present. Okay, same way 2 mole of sodium react with 1 mole of chlorine, then we get 2 mole of NaCl. Proportion is here same, 1 Na and 1 Cl. Okay, dear student, about mole you will learn later on, just now no need to take tension. Okay, mole indicate the quantity of element in the reaction. Understand? Dear student, we are going to learn the difference between the mixture and compound. Mixture and compound. Elements or compound just mix together to form a mixture and no new compound is formed. So element or compound they mix and no reaction take place. Okay, so no new compound is obtained, so that is called the mixture. Compound, element form a new compound. Element when combined and they make the new compound. Okay. A mixture has a variable composition. Okay, a mixture has a variable composition, like in 1 glass of water you can add 1 spoon of sugar. In 1 glass of water you can add the 2 spoon of sugar. Okay, so it is a variable, it depends on you. A composition of each new substance is always fixed. In the case of the compound, the composition is always fixed, like Na is 1, Cl is 1, then it is NaCl. Water in that 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Okay, so in the case of the compound, the composition of each new substance is always fixed. Third, mixture. A mixture shows the property of constituent substances. Okay, so it shows the property of constituent substances, like suppose you add salt somewhere. Okay, individually whenever you taste the salt, then also you can taste or you can judge it, but same way whenever you add the salt in the water or any mixture, then also by the tasting also you come to know that yeah, salt is present there. Okay, so it does not lose its individual property. Yeah, somewhat it is become a dilute. The new substance has a totally different property. Whatever new substances are there, they have totally different properties. Like we take the example of water. Okay, water, in that hydrogen and oxygen are there. Hydrogen is highly explosive gas. Okay, and oxygen support the combustion. Both have different property. Okay, hydrogen and oxygen, but whenever they combine, they make the water, and water has different property than hydrogen and oxygen. Same way sodium chloride, common salt, used in the recipe, but this NaCl, sodium chloride, in that sodium metal has different property and chlorine gas has different property. Okay, the constituent can be separated fairly easily by the physical method. Suppose I have the mixture of sand and water, I can separate it by the filtration method. If I have the mixture of salt and water, then by evaporation I again get that. Okay, so here in the case of mixtures, we can separate the constituent particles or constituent substance by the some physical method. The constituent can be separated only by the chemical or electrochemical reaction. Here the constituent particles are only separated by the chemical or electrochemical reaction. Okay, suppose I want to separate magnesium oxide. In that I have to separate magnesium and oxygen, then I have to carry out some chemical reaction. Or if I want to separate sodium chloride, or I have to separate sodium and chlorine from sodium chloride, then I have to carry out the electrochemical reaction. Electrochemical reaction, in that the electricity is provided to the reactant, and then they are separated. Okay, now somewhat summary. Matter is classified in solid, liquid and gas. So they are classified into pure substance and the mixture. Pure substance, in that they are divided into the element and the compound. Element in that cannot be broken down to simple substance. Okay, element is identical, same type of atoms are there, so whenever we break it down, then at last we get the atom only. Okay, for example, copper, oxygen, iron, hydrogen, mercury, etc. compound have a fixed composition, can be broken down into elements by chemical or electrochemical reaction. For example, water, methane, sugar, salt, etc. Okay, we know that compound has a fixed composition, like Al2O3, aluminium oxide, aluminium 2, oxygen 3. Okay, or we can say that potassium chloride, KCl, K is 1, Cl is 1. Okay, so their composition are fixed, they are separated by some chemical reaction or electrochemical reaction. For example, water, methane, sugar, salt, etc. Mixture, no fixed composition. Now you can see that matter, in that one category is mixture and other category is pure substance. Mixture means what? Other impurities are present. No fixed composition, they are divided into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture, in that uniform composition. Okay, homogeneous mixture, in that uniform composition means total state of the mixture is common, either they are liquid, gas or in the solid form. And in the case of heterogeneous, it is a non-uniform composition, means composition in that components are in the different form, solid, liquid, gas, they are in the different form. Okay, for example, sugar in the water, when we add sugar in the water, sugar you convert into liquid form, so we cannot separate sugar and water. Salt in water, whenever we add salt is solid form and water is in the liquid form. Whenever we add salt is in the converted into liquid form and water is also converted into liquid form. So that is the example of homogeneous mixture. Sulfur in carbon disulfide, water in the alcohol, they are also example of the homogeneous mixture. For the heterogeneous mixture, for example, sand and salt. Sand and salt is the example of heterogeneous mixture. Water in the oil. Water in the oil is also example of the heterogeneous mixture. So this is all about in chapter number 2, in matter around us pure. Thank you so much.